He only returned to riding this year after an 18-month suspension over the so-called jockey tapes affair. He got an offer from trainer Jack Denham that has turned out to be the best move that Jim Cassidy ever made. He's with us now along with his wife, Helen Cassidy. Congratulations to the both of you. Jim, when you crossed the line, the rider of Doremus, Greg Hall, threw his arm in the air. Did you think he'd won?
I wasn't quite sure, Ray. I seen his arm go up and I thought, oh, he must have thought he got the money. And then Letzi looked across at me and said, "Pumper, your number's in the frame," and I was very, very relieved.
Well, let me just quietly ask you, how did you feel?
For a change, I was quite speechless, actually. Normally I've got plenty to say, but today I was very speechless and honestly quite emotional.
Now, Helen, you laughed at that. Has he normally got too much to say?
Oh, he's usually got plenty to say for himself.
What about you? When did you know he'd won?
I thought Doremus had won as well. When Greg went across the line, I was sitting well down in the stand and the members, and when Doremus actually went across the line, I really did think he'd won, especially when Greg threw his hand in the air. And then a friend of mine, Eileen Mackley, said, "No, three's in the frame, you've won it." And I just kept saying to people, what won the cup? You know, I just wasn't sure at all.
Now, Jim, how good is Might and Power?
Well, I think he's the new superstar of the turf. He's winning the Caulfield Cup was outstanding. He knocked off Tulloch's record, and then the devastating way that he won really created a lot of atmosphere coming into the Cup, and then coming out today and leading again and winning is really the superstar of the turf. I think he's a champion, and we're going to see a lot more of him, and who knows, he may be in Japan this time next year or even a race like the Dubai Cup. Now,
better than Kiwi, or is that an unfair question?
Not an unfair question, but two totally different types of horses. One was a stayer that liked to race from back, and this horse is a speed stayer, and I'm just so excited that I've been able to win two cups and in completely different style.
Yeah, I was going to say that Nick gave you credit. Nick said it was your strategy to win from the front again.
Well, it was. We discussed it, and even leading up to the Caulfield Cup about riding him 5th or 6th, and I said to Jack and to Nick, I don't think Superman can hold him slow enough to ride him back 6th or 7th.
I noticed when you came back in to take the glory there after the race was over, you were sitting in the saddle and you threw your head back. What were you thinking?
Oh, look, it was almost a Darren Beaver, praise the Lord. It's been a remarkable couple of years for me. I've had my ups and downs, and the support of the people, that's what was going through my mind. My wife, Helen, my children, a lot of people that have been very close to me in good times and more so the bad times. That really reflected on me today, walking back up amongst those roses.
It's no secret that you're doing it tough enough for that period when you were out there that you almost lost your house. I mean, today it's a different story, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing about life. One thing that I did understand, when I did do the time, I took my children to the hospital, and they give a lot of their toys to the hospital and that sort of thing. So I brought them up to show respect that there's other people doing it tougher than the Cassidy family. And when you think back to today, I don't wrap myself very often, Ray, but I give myself a nice little pat on the back today.
What about you, Helen? Give him a nice little pat on the back?
I think he's a very strong person. He's worked really hard for this, and I'm really, really proud of him. I'm just absolutely thrilled for him. Congratulations, and thanks to the both of you. I noticed you got a bottle of mineral water there. Is that all you're going to drink?
Oh, I was thinking probably a few bottles of Dom Perignon tonight, and a couple of nice cold VBs.
Great story, great blokes.